Cool. So I guess we're going. Alright. So that's where I sleep. Don't worry about it. It looks like you got thrashed, but it's all good. Life of an artist. um, anyways, I'm here to bring you a number about numbers and more numbers and more numbers in different contexts. But starting off with number 9 in numerology, I took note and I noticed that nines are critical people. My dad's a 9. My cousin's girlfriend's a 9. My grandpa's a 9. I have 2 friends who are 9s. And I know at least one of them. And my cousin's girlfriend, my dad, and my grandpa are all very critical people. They have a sense of judgmentship, um, in a way, lack of a better word. But anyways, I just wanted to make that note because today is September the 20th, 2015. Making that a document. And I just wanted to talk about that time in a way that I seen it. I was looking at it in an astrological sense, kind of like how you see the houses. So you have ascendant 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. And then you got all the lower numbers underneath. And I just kind of found that strange because I was thinking that time doesn't move. Time is not a force, and it's not emotion, at least not in the context that I was looking at it in. And to me, time is it's number to number, and that's kind of like place to place, point A to point B, point 1 to point 2. And just by looking at just a clock, like the numbers, they don't move. It's the hand that points to another number. It's the hand that's the force. It's the hand that moves. And I feel like it's us that moved from number to number, from place to place, or time to time. Um, and I just found that kind of interesting. I was tripping out off of that a little bit. Um, yeah, I guess that's pretty much what it got down to in terms of numbers. It sounded like a shitload more in my head. But anyways, yeah, I think I took a little bit of note on Mars for astrology. Um, looking up over at Leo, which we can't really see right now because if we look at the sun, we're going to see that it's in the constellation of Leo? No. Virgo now. Um, if we were to look at Leo, though, without being blinded, we would see that Mars just entered Leo. And I felt some kind of energy shift when or just generally some kind of like, it wasn't like a straight up energy, like, oh, I feel different in this vibe or anything like that, but I felt like I was more inspired. I was more motivated by specific things, whatever is going on in my life. I kind of felt more involved with it, and I kind of just thought that maybe Mars moving into Leo had something to do with that. So I found that interesting. And then when it goes retrograde, I may be able to take some notes off of that too. And as I mentioned in some of my previous videos about Jupiter retrograde and natal charts, there's this guy. He does a lot of playthroughs of video games on YouTube, and his channel is Dark Side Phil, and he has a lot of rep for being a bitchin' ass, fucking complaining, very, you could say, simple comedy. And I was looking at that, and I took note of like his characteristics and how he acts and how he responds to certain things. And I was like, this fool's got Jupiter retrograde. And I typed in his name on Google, and it popped up under under a Wikipedia thing, and it showed his birthday. So I checked it out, and turns out his Jupiter's retrograde. I was like, go figure. um, so I'm starting to catch on to that a little bit too. That's pretty cool. it's becoming a little bit more evident in study, to see characteristics in people and being able to point it out, you know. Um, but yeah, and I looked at my dad's chart, and he has Mars retrograde, and I don't know if most of the other planets have an influence on it, but like how I said, Mars kind of felt like things kind of felt like more motivational to get involved with things. Maybe it's just me. I mean, I have um, Mars and Venus conjunct, like one orb within one orb. So they're very tight. So I don't know if Mars energy um, collides with my Venus, but just from my experiences, it just felt like Mars gets you more motivational or just more energy to get into things. Like your response to things are more affected, I think, with Mars. And like I was saying, when I checked my dad's chart, I seen that his Mars was retrograde, and I thought I kind of see it in him that like whenever I want to go do something or whenever he has something that he talks about, it's like it always gets like fucking postponed. It's just an idea. It's like it kind of seems like he lacks the need to get shit done. To jump on whatever is out there. It's like he'll have an idea, but he doesn't act on it. Um, Otherwise, for me, my Mars is direct and it's in Cancer, and I don't know. I mean, it's like people say, just like general astrology would say that Mars is debilitated in Cancer, but debilitated, exalted, all that other shit. I don't know. Like, I just take the planet, what it does, and how it's affected in that sign. Doesn't mean that it's weak. Doesn't mean that it's strong from my perspective. But yeah, whenever I want something, I go for it straightforward, right there, bam, boom. If I have the tools, if I have the hammer, it's gonna get nailed. Like when I seen the sweater, um, I seen it at a thrift store and it was like $30. I was like, oh my god, I gotta fucking get this. And it's like I didn't have the money for it, and then I didn't have it on me at least, and then I went immediately the next morning to go get it. I was like, I have to have this. So it's like whenever there's something I want, I jump on it ASAP. Very spontaneous person I am. But let's see, any more rambling? Since I got my main idea out the way with time. I don't know. I guess I've been doing, in a sense, more artistic design work. I haven't been doing really any, patches or like embroidery stuff in terms of, referencing things like how I made like this kind of patch or that kind of patch. Like this Mortal Kombat patch or this that reference music or this one that reference video games. I just been more of just making my own designs and researching things that I've had in my life and just looking for inspiration, just pretty much in whatever I get gravitated to in a way. So that's been pretty cool. I did get a smaller hoop from my embroidery machine, and that's how I was able to do this on my hat. And then I had made these on my pants, but I took them off and I put them on my bag. They're actually 4 pieces, but I just kind of stacked them on top of each other. Let's see. We get some light. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. I like it though. This is the kind of like art style that I've been working on, and it's very fun to do. Sometimes it's hard though to like really find the right stuff, or whatever feels right in a sense. Like this design just feels weird, or this one feels a lot better, and then I kind of branch off and I take note of different styles that just come up, and different ways of doing things. And it's like when I'm working with a lot of color, it's like I don't want it to look like it's tribal, or I don't want it to look like it's from the circus, or it's fucking some kind of fucking poncho from Mexico. It's like I don't want it to look like cultural or graffiti or this or that. It has like it's gotta have like a specific taste to it that's I would say foreign. And not once again not about culture or anything like that, but just almost a personal style in a way. And And I've always been about color. One of my philosophy is I don't think in black and white, wrong or correct. I think in yellow, blue, and red, which can be a spectrum of perspective. So whatever you see is all that matters. um, so I mean, I've been working with colors for a long time, and I used to wear different colored bandanas on my shoes and on my head and on my wrist and stuff like that, and just to represent that philosophy. Um, but yeah, aside from that and that and that, um, I've been hungry to go shopping because I need to get some Sega Genesis games. I want to find some more movies on VHS and maybe some complete series on DVD. I've been looking back at old cartoons and art styles and stuff like that. It's been fun. Um, and then these shoes, I don't know what the fuck they were called. I mean, duh, they're fucking Adidas. But I didn't know what model they were. And it took me a while to figure it out. But, yeah. They're called Forum, which is like Forum. So I thought that was a trip. I was like, okay. Like, these were released back in 86. Not this exact style. Like, the 86s had like a more high top. Kind of like these ones in a way. They're like more up. These ones are more like down here in a way. But, yeah. These were re-released, I think, in like 2008, I think I read. But, yeah, so that's another thing that I did. And then, let me see what else. I think that's about it. And just on a side note, when I showed people this sweater, they called it a fucking Cosby sweater. Well, the first person that said something about it was a 9, and she said that it was a fucking, like, a hippie... What's his name? Oh, God, what's his name? Mr. Rogers, like a hippie Mr. Rogers, and then she was like, wait, no, wait, it looks more like a Bill Cosby. And then I posted on Facebook, and they're like, oh, you got a Cosby sweater, you got a Cosby sweater. I was like, if that fool wears Coogie, then yeah, it's a Cosby sweater. But Cosby wore shit back in the 80s. This is more of a 90s style. So even if this brand did make stuff in the 80s, then it would kind of vary in art style. But I was like, fuck that. I know this shit is not a Cosby sweater. I looked it up online. Cosby wears a different brand by a different designer. I was like, exactly. Yeah, I guess that's it. Let me see. Yep, that's it. So, later.